I wake up before anyone else, not because I want to, but because my mind doesn't know how to rest anymore. Even before my eyes open, I am already thinking about what needs to be done. The house is quiet, and for a short moment, I enjoy the silence. It feels like the only time of the day that belongs to me. I get out of bed carefully so I don't wake my husband. He has work later, a real job, the kind people respect. I go to the kitchen and start my routine. I clean what was already clean yesterday, wash dishes that will be used again in a few hours, and think about what to cook. Everything I do feels automatic, like my body knows the schedule even when my heart feels tired. People think staying at home means resting. They don't see how the day starts before the sun is fully up. They don't see how I move from one task to another without stopping. When the house looks neat, it means I've already worked. But no one notices that. A clean house is silent proof. Sometimes I sit down and wonder how I became unemployed. I didn't plan for this. I didn't imagine myself explaining my life with excuses. When someone asks what I do, I hesitate before answering. Saying I'm a housewife feels like saying nothing at all. Saying I'm not working feels worse. By mid-morning, I am already tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, but the kind that comes from doing things that never end. I look around the house and see my effort everywhere, yet I feel invisible inside it. When my husband comes home later and asks, "What did you do today?" I usually say, "Nothing much." It's easier than explaining something he might not understand. The truth is, I did everything. Somehow, it still feels like nothing. At night, when the lights are off and the house is quiet again, I lie in bed and feel the weight of the day settle into my chest. This is my life now. A life that exists, even if no one sees it. The questions usually come without warning. Sometimes it's family, sometimes friends, sometimes people I barely know. They ask casually, like they're just making conversation. "Are you working now? Have you found a job yet?" They smile when they ask, but I still feel my chest tighten every time. I know they don't mean to hurt me, but they don't understand how heavy that question feels when you hear it over and over again. Every time I say no, it feels like admitting failure out loud. When I explain that I stay at home, I can see the change in their faces. Some look sympathetic. Some look confused. Some immediately start giving advice, as if my life is a problem they can fix in 5 minutes. "Why don't you try online work? You should start a small business. It's not good to stay at home too long." I nod. I smile. I say, "Yes, I'm thinking about it." What I don't say is that I think about it every single day. I think about it when I wake up. I think about it while cleaning. I think about it when I can't sleep at night. They speak as if I haven't already questioned myself enough. Sometimes, the hardest conversations happen at home. My husband works hard, and I know that. He comes home tired, carrying the weight of providing. I appreciate him, but that doesn't stop me from feeling small when money becomes part of the conversation. When he talks about expenses, I go quiet. I hate that silence. It makes me feel like a burden instead of a partner. Once, I tried to explain how I feel. I told him I feel useless sometimes, like I don't contribute enough. He laughed softly, not to be cruel, but because he didn't understand. He said, "You're just at home. Don't overthink it." I know he meant to comfort me, but his words stayed with me. Just at home. At night, I scroll through social media on my phone. Women my age, sharing achievements, promotions, businesses, progress. I feel happy for them, truly. But at the same time, something inside me hurts. I start comparing my life to theirs, even though I know it isn't fair. I close the app, but the feeling stays. I begin to question my worth. If I don't earn money, do I still matter? If no one sees my effort, does it still count? I don't say these thoughts out loud because I'm afraid people will tell me I'm ungrateful. But I am grateful. I just feel unseen. I carry these thoughts quietly. I cook, I clean, I smile, I listen. And when everyone else is asleep, I lie awake, wondering when my life became something I have to explain instead of something I'm proud to say. There is no clear start or finish to my day. Housework doesn't come with working hours. It doesn't wait until I feel ready. It follows me from room to room, from morning until night. When I finish washing the dishes, I turn around and see more waiting. When the floor is clean, someone walks across it. When the laundry is done, it somehow becomes full again. The work repeats itself so often that sometimes I forget what I've already done. Everything blends together. People think staying at home means comfort. They imagine me sitting down, watching TV, resting. They don't see how rarely I actually sit. Even when I do, my mind is still busy. I'm thinking about what needs to be bought, what needs to be cooked, what needs to be cleaned next. My body may stop for a moment, but my thoughts never do. What hurts the most is how invisible this work is. If the house is messy, it's noticed immediately. If the food is late, it's noticed. But when everything runs smoothly, no one says anything. It's just expected. A clean house doesn't earn appreciation. It only avoids complaints. Some days, I feel like I disappear into the routine. I stop feeling like a person and start feeling like a function. I am the one who remembers everything, fixes everything, adjusts everything. I carry responsibility, but it doesn't come with recognition. There are moments when I feel frustrated with myself for feeling this way. I tell myself I shouldn't complain. After all, this is my role now. But accepting a role doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. I miss feeling productive in a way people understand. I miss having something to point to and say, I did this. Here, everything I do gets undone by the next day. There is no progress. Only maintenance. Sometimes, I catch my reflection in the mirror while cleaning. I look tired. Older than I feel inside. I wonder when I stopped taking care of myself the way I take care of everything else. I don't remember the last time I did something just because I wanted to. Even though I am always busy, I often feel empty. It's a strange feeling to be exhausted and lonely at the same time. I talk to people during the day, but I don't feel heard. I am surrounded by things that need me, but I don't feel needed in the way that fills the heart. At night, when the house finally becomes quiet, I look around at everything I've done. The clean floors, the folded clothes, the prepared meals. This is proof that I worked. This is proof that I contributed. Even if no one says it out loud, I know it. I am tired, but I am still here. Doing work that never ends. Holding a life together in ways that don't show on paper, but still matter. I didn't lose myself all at once. It happened slowly, in small ways that were easy to ignore. I stopped dressing nicely because there was nowhere to go. I stopped sharing my opinions because no one asked. I stopped dreaming out loud because it felt embarrassing to talk about the future when my present felt stuck. Some days, I barely recognize the woman I've become. I used to feel confident speaking to people. Now I hesitate, afraid of sounding foolish or unimportant. I replay conversations in my head, wondering if I said the wrong thing, wondering if people see me the way I see myself now, someone without direction. I notice how careful I've become with money. Even buying something small for myself makes me feel guilty. I check prices again and again, reminding myself that I didn't earn this. I hate that thought, but it appears anyway. I contribute in so many ways, yet I still feel like I need permission to exist comfortably. Sometimes I feel angry, and that scares me. Not angry at anyone in particular, just angry at my situation, at myself, at how easily my identity slipped away. Then the anger turns into sadness, and I tell myself to calm down, to be patient, to be thankful. I swallow my feelings because I don't want to be difficult. I try to talk about how I feel, but the words never come out right. When I hint that I'm struggling, people say things like, everyone feels tired, or you just need to stay positive. Their responses make me regret speaking at all. So I stop trying. I keep everything inside, where it grows heavier over time. There are moments when I feel completely alone, even when someone is sitting right next to me. I listen to conversations about work, goals, and plans, and I don't know where I fit anymore. I smile and nod, pretending I'm fine, pretending I belong. But late at night, when the house is dark and quiet, I allow myself to feel the truth. I admit that I miss myself. I miss feeling capable. I miss feeling seen. I miss having something that was mine alone. Still, even in these moments, a small part of me refuses to disappear completely. I don't know what the future looks like yet, but I know I don't want to stay lost forever. That thought, quiet as it is, keeps me going. I may feel small right now, but I am still here. And somewhere inside me, the woman I used to be is waiting to be found again. Nothing in my life has changed suddenly. I am still an unemployed wife. I still wake up to the same house, the same responsibilities, the same quiet questions in my mind. There was no big turning point, no dramatic moment where everything became clear. What changed instead was something smaller, something inside me. I stopped waiting for people to fully understand my life. For a long time, I wanted someone to say, "I see how hard you work," or "What you do matters." I wanted permission to feel proud. But waiting for that recognition only made me feel more invisible. Slowly, I realized that if I don't value my own effort, no one else will do it for me. I began to acknowledge the things I do every day, even if they look ordinary. I keep the home running. I make sure meals are ready. I listen when my husband needs to talk. I manage a life that depends on quiet stability. These things don't come with a salary or a title, but they hold weight. Some days are still hard. There are mornings when I wake up feeling heavy, questioning myself all over again. I still feel uncomfortable when people ask about my work. I still compare myself to others sometimes. The difference now is that I don't let those moments define my entire worth. I've started doing small things just for myself. Writing my thoughts. Taking a few extra minutes to sit quietly. Reminding myself that I am allowed to exist beyond my usefulness. These small acts don't change my situation, but they help me breathe. I don't know what my future looks like yet. Maybe one day I'll work again. Maybe my life will take a different direction. For now, I am learning to be patient with myself. I am learning that my value doesn't disappear just because my role changed. I am still here. Still trying. Still holding myself together on days when no one notices. And even if the world doesn't see my effort, I know the truth now. This life is real, and so am I.